How to get anime hair. That is going to be the topic of today's video. And I appreciate everyone who's watched my, either if it's an anime character or a video game character. I'm just gonna let you all know I am definitely more of a gamer, right? I'm not a huge anime guy. Like, I respect it. There's so many amazing anime shows and characters out there that I just can't even keep track. And I've never really gotten into that whole realm of things. Video game characters, for the most part, I'm a lot more familiar with because I am a gamer myself. But today I want to talk about how to get anime hairstyles because I get so many requests for me to do specific types of characters, which some are very unrealistic. And when it comes to your own hair, you have to realize that, like, unless you want to walk around with something like that, like very extreme, then it may actually, not be the right thing, or it may be the right thing. So does that mean you can't have a hairstyle like this? Of course you can. You can do what you want. It's your hair. But just understand that it is a bit more on the bold and daring side, and it may be very difficult to achieve the look you're going for, right? Because anime characters and all these things, they're animated. So they're either drawn or they're done, specifically for video animation. So they can be created to look however the designer wants that hairstyle to look like. And that's sometimes almost impossible to do on hair. So what I want to do is just break down a couple of anime haircuts and some colors, and just to show you, what looks maybe a bit more wearable for you. So this first one is a very unique type of hairstyle, right? And I've already done this before. So it is an undercut, right? It is an undercut, as you can see right through here. So if you're getting any sort of anime type of haircut, I think what's gonna work best is if you have an undercut, because a lot of the anime hairstyles, as you can see in through here, are very, very, very wispy. And there's a lot of points that are created on the hairstyle. And the way I achieve this and how you go about getting this is what happens is when you have, and this is why the undercut haircut is actually good, is when you have a lot of hair that's really heavy in through this sectioning and through here and also the back, this just creates added weight. And it prevents this hair on top from being able to move around freely unless it's like really, really short and then blended into the top. So having an undercut, and this is a fairly lower type undercut, it's not way up here, what that allows is for when the hair falls over, as you can see, it just fell over, no problem. I can comb it down, and then it allows for me, because there's no weight there, to be able to piece this out. So if you are attempting to do this yourself, this is a lot more doable because creating the undercut is fairly simple. You just section off the hair and you determine where you want it to start. Then you let your hair fall down, and then if you are attempting to cut it or to get this look, the next thing that is really, really important, and this is where a professional would come in handy, is you have to really thin out these ends and make them very, very, what we call wispy, right? Wispy ends, or more thin ends or textured ends. And that's done by using either a razor, by just scraping off the excess weight, or it's done by using thinning shears, which are the ones with a lot of teeth on them, and you just kind of chomp in towards the ends, and that really removes all that weight. You can get that look very easily if you attempt it yourself and you become very comfortable, because if you are stuck at home and you are trying to something new, or it's Comic-Con, or you're doing some cosplay stuff, you can get these types of hairstyles by simply just doing that, right? Creating a more piecey textured look, separating the ends, and then styling it wise, treat each piece like its own, right? So there's one piece right there. Now I'm going to use the section for the next piece of area of hair right here. And there, I'm piecing that out. Then here we go. I'm working that in. And now what I've created is, like, look at this. So you can do this yourself. A lot of the times it's not cut like this. It's cut a certain way to allow for this, but it's all just going in and hand, placing and styling those specific areas, right? And the same thing on this side. So what the undercut does for these types of anime or, you know, futuristic or so type haircuts is it really allows for a much more free flowing. That's why you see a lot of guys who have like the 2-block haircut, which this is, to me, is pretty much like a 2-block haircut, and because it's 2 different steps, right? So there's the first part right here, and the second part just lays over this way. So if this is a haircut you want just anyway, you don't want to be like some anime character, you just want to have a really cool haircut, and you don't want to have that much weight on, you can do the same thing and just make sure you really thin out or create wispy ends to get that movement. All right, so here is another one. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is the color, right? So the color is, could be very difficult to achieve or a lot easier. Now, a lot of times I'll see people with jet black hair, like the mannequin I had previously shown, and they want to have bright, you know, blonde or silver or some sort of teal type of color, and they think, oh, I'll just put that color on my dark hair and boom, it'll happen. The only way you can do that is either by putting on a wig of that color, or I think there's like spray paint or hair gel that has color in it that you can, I've never used it, but you can put it on your hair and supposedly that works pretty well. But if you want to go like really hardcore and have this type of look, you're going to have to lighten, pre-lighten or bleach your hair. And that is a process in itself. Typically, to get this, you have to get your hair color as light or blonde as possible. And the way hair coloring works and bleaching works is every single human being has something called the underlying natural pigment, which contributes warmth. So if you've got like black or almost dark brown hair, your underlying natural pigment, your hair color pigment, is going to be red. Then you go to, you move up the different levels, right? You've got red, then you've got like a red-orange, then you've got orange, then orange-yellow, then yellow, and pale yellow, and it works its way up, okay? So the more you try to lighten your hair, that's going to be exposed. And that happens when you're bleaching, is it's going through those stages. So at one point, if you put the lightener on and you're on black hair and you leave it on for like 5 minutes, you're gonna see your hair is gonna be like really red, like red-orange almost. It's gonna look horrible. So, and I'm talking like a nice red. I mean like a really weird, like not pleasant red. And when you lighten your hair, it goes through all those phases, and that's why it could be somewhat damaging to your hair, because the lightener has to really take its time to break through that pigment to go from, you know, a deep red all the way to a super pale yellow, which is what you need to get. So think, you gotta get your hair, people always say, oh, it needs to be white first. Yeah, the hair has to be so blonde that you don't see any warm like pigment to it. Now, you can get away if it's really blonde with some slight golden or yellow tones. I mean, like barely anything. Depending on the color, if it's like something that has, you know, purple or violet, which cancels out yellow, that would work well. And in this situation, it's more of like a silvery type teal. You know, I did get the hair to a fairly pale yellow stage because it's a cooler color. Not green, because if you mix a certain type of color with, you know, yellow and blue, get green. So if you put like blue on top of yellow, your hair's gonna be green. If you put purple on top of yellow, think of the color wheel, it's gonna kind of neutralize it and cancel it out. So it's a lot more something like this, or more natural looking. So when it comes to coloring your hair, it's a process, and that's the first thing to consider. Now, for this type of look, it comes down to then having a good haircut. And this is a layered kind of textured haircut. And this is a great haircut for anyone. But, you know, the thing is, again, like with all these anime characters, there's a lot of choppy layers in it, right? Like almost like a shag, for all those who know what that is. And it's just heavily layered. And that is, again, a lot of the characters, when you see them in action, you know, the hair is, you know, moving around, and it's able to have that movement because of the fact that the layers are drawn into or made part of the animation. In order to achieve this on a human being, you need to heavily layer the hair, to where in reality it may look very, very choppy, right, if you're not styling it properly. Like, I don't know many people want to walk around with a haircut like this, because I would have a whole different approach if the person is like, I want a really kind of heavily layered shag haircut compared to I want an anime layered shaggy haircut. Because I'm thinking you're going to be wearing your hairstyle like in place all the time like this, okay? So you can achieve this type of haircut a lot easier. You just really got to find someone who knows how to cut hair like this. This is definitely not a barbershop, you know, $12 haircut, or going to one of those chain salons that you're in and out in 10, 15 minutes. I mean, that could be done, honestly, but you really need someone who knows what they're doing when it comes to cutting hair. Now here we have something that you say, oh, this looks like a pretty simple haircut. I could easily have this. And yes, you can. Again, going back to the hair color, it's all about, do you need to pre-lighten your hair? If so, what color do you want? But the unique thing about this is that it's all just pretty much spiked out, right? It's fairly even. Like, I would say if you want something like this, you would use maybe like a number 7 guard or an 8 guard, right? Because you want to leave a little bit of length in through here. And that allows you to either spike it up, because if you cut it too short with these types of haircuts, it's game over. It's too late, right? Once you go too short, then you can't create that texture that's a bit more obvious. It also, if it's too short, it's not going to look like this. It's not going to have that fullness that you're looking for. And so what you need to really do is, if you're trying this yourself, leave it longer. When you're first cutting it, don't go super short. Leave it longer, and if it's too long, then go back and make it a little bit shorter. But the worst thing is that if you cut it too short, you're done. And also, if you're using any sort of clippers, do it on dry hair, because you see the results instantly. Wet hair just clumps the hair together. It just clumps the hair together. The clipper guard can't get through it. It's very like inconsistent, and it's just a nightmare. So I always use clippers on dry hair. So this is a very, very achievable look. But once again, you got to create that texture and that pieciness and that separation in the hair. And that's done by not just taking a buzzer on the whole head, but using the shears to go in and, you know, point cut into it, which I've done videos on, or thinning out a little bit. But, you know, depending on the type of look you want, something like this is all about just texture. So having that movement in through here, as you can see, and texturizing, what it does is it creates shorter pieces to help support that movement. So, you know, that's why I do a lot of that stuff in my videos. I go in when the hair is dry and I texturize it, and I use my thinning shears and I point cut and I do all sorts of stuff, because that really makes all the difference to get looks like this. Well, that's it for today's video. Let me know if you found this video helpful. I actually had a lot of fun doing this video and talking about this, and let me know if it's helped you too. So stay safe and healthy. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, we hit 800,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much. This is the road to 1 million, man. When I hit 1 million, it's going to be great, but I appreciate all your support. Click on the bell so you get notified, and that's pretty much it. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time for more videos with the Salon Guy.